Good evening, good way, and good light, illuminators and way showers. This is Wendy with Languages of Lights. And tonight, our event is about self-love. And I was guided and given this excitement a while back listening to one of Bashar's videos, and I believe it was the one, and I'm doing this all from my handwritten notes, that I believe it was the Are You Having a Near-Life Experience from 2014. So that was what inspired this whole thing. So I wanted to say hello and welcome, and anybody who wants to start this journey with us, it's just a 7-week commitment, but it's just a little something we do every day. Only takes a couple of minutes a day. You don't even have to be in the Hangouts. All you have to do is write down the exercises or come back and watch the video and follow along. And so with that said, I wanted to invite all of you to join us, and I wanted to welcome everyone who's here in the room with us today. So today we've got with us Bree and Catalina and Emily and Katie, who are together, and Megan and Michelle and me, Wendy, with Languages of Lights. So, and you guys can feel free to, I just wanted to kind of introduce it in a few minutes. I'll kind of explain all of the steps and everything, and then we can unmute and you guys can talk and have questions or whatever. But the idea here is that we as a society, as a human collective consciousness, are too afraid to discover who we are inside, and oftentimes it makes us really uncomfortable to simply look at ourselves in the mirror, even to say hello or to tell ourselves we love ourselves. And the whole idea with first contact, or even beginning to understand ourselves as multidimensional beings, it really has to begin with self-love, of unconditional love for us, who we are, and to completely and utterly accept ourselves for who we are before we can really even expect ourselves to allow that reflection in our own realities and to accept others unconditionally. Because we cannot expect a reflection back of unconditional love if we already aren't doing it for ourselves. It's not possible. We aren't even in the frequency of being able to even begin to understand or accept another without judgment, without expectation, until we can do this within ourselves. And so that's really what this is all about, is at the end of this journey, we along the way will be revealing truths about ourselves simply by spending, truly it's not very long, maybe a couple of minutes tops, alone with ourselves, looking at ourselves in the mirror every day when we wake up for just a couple of minutes, right when you brush your teeth, before, after, whatever, and right before you go to bed. That's it. That's all the commitment that's involved. And it's funny because a couple of people who I've even described this to, even briefly, in talking, there was a lot of immediate cringes. As soon as I said, you have to look at yourself in the mirror, cringe. That immediate, I don't think I want to do that. And I found that, to me, it was obvious that was going to be and maybe that's why I got that reflection, but because it seems to be obvious in general that all of us have trouble being alone or discovering who we are, and there's nothing to really fear about that other than finding out who we are. The question is why. Why are we so afraid to find out who we are? Why does that feel so icky or uncomfortable or disturbing? Why is it so difficult for us to give ourselves even an iota of the same love we project, especially those of us who, everyone here present, are healers. So those of us who are out there wanting to heal, yet we're still seeking our own healing. We are still humans. We still have the same situations and relationships and ideas and belief systems to overcome and shed, and stuff that doesn't belong to us. And we've got the same stuff we all need to work on, yet sometimes we don't even know where to start. And sometimes starting just by spending a couple of minutes alone with yourself and not being afraid to actually look yourself in the eye and look yourself in the mirror, because that's where you see, when you're in the here and the now, that's when you're introducing yourself to your other selves. That's when you are allowing yourself to see all the other fractals, all the other parts of you, all the other ideas. And so with that said, the idea that I was so excited when I heard this, and in that immediately I was drawn, and they said, okay, write this in your journal. So I hand wrote it all down while I'm listening to it, because it was like an immediate download. One day we want you to present this in a way and put it out there as kind of like a challenge, and we call it a challenge because we all find it challenging, one, to do the same thing every day, and commit to ourselves to do something, even if it's small, for just a couple of minutes, to make ourselves as important as everything else we do in a day. Everything else we do in a day for everybody else, we prioritize them first, and if it's not the other way around, and if we're not filling our battery first, there's no fuel left for us. We can't, none of us in this human collective co-creation can help each other if we're not feeding ourselves first, if we're not feeding our souls, our bodies, our minds, our spirits, our creativity. If we're not feeding ourselves, we have nothing to give, or it's not integrated. It's not complete, body, mind, and spirit. It's not harmonious. And so we're all teachers and we're all students simultaneously. And so this idea, when I heard it, just was an immediate, because this is something I've struggled with all my life, is self-love, putting myself first and making myself, and it's not even a matter of making myself first, it's a matter of making myself as important, equally as important as everyone else and everything else in my existence. And that's where I think we need to learn as a human collective consciousness. If you don't do that, you can't spread your complete and utter unconditional love without condition. To be able to see another as the beautiful light that they are, and allow them to know and believe that they are just as beautiful, just as capable, just as powerful as you are. And we're all in the same vibration, so we wouldn't be together if we weren't in the same frequency. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and read this, and what I'd like everybody to do is, just if you want to come back to this, I think it's recording. I'm not really checking here on my YouTube. I didn't see if it was playing, but so you can write. Everyone should write down each of the steps, and they're very simple, and I'll explain what to do every day and when to do it and how. And it's very quick, very brief, and I'll if I go too fast, just speak up, and I'll slow down. If you need me to repeat something, I'll slow down and repeat it. But I'll try to do it at a pretty steady pace so everybody can keep up. Otherwise, come back to the video, or if you want to just record it in another way, that's fine as well. Okay. This is a permission slip. It's a 7-day permission slip, and the idea is that at the end of 7 days a week for 7 weeks for 49 days, which I also wanted to point out that 49. They pointed out to me. Everyone who knows me knows I love numbers. 4 and 9 equals 13, and 13 is the number of transformation from our friends from Sirius and our friends, our Sassani and Shakani friends, our Bashar's civilization. And so I found that very interesting because at the end of this 49 days, the idea is that we really will not be the same person and that we will have completely transformed into a being that allows self-love completely and unconditionally. So what we're going to do is these exercises are to be performed, as I said, once in the morning and once before bed. And you're going to be doing them in front of the mirror. And you're going to be looking in your eyes, unless one of the steps there is an exception, but for the most part you'll be looking into your eyes in the mirror when you're performing these. So they are laid out by the Sassani, the Shakani, in that they are arranged in such a way that they are in the order in which we cannot live without. So therefore, beginning on Monday, the very first thing that we cannot live without is air. And welcome to all who just joined. I just wanted to say hi to everybody who just came in. Joe, Claire, hi everyone. So we're just starting right now. Anybody who just jumped in, if you have a chance, write these down. These will be our steps that we're going to do every day for 7 days. And we're going to do these 7 days consecutively for 7 weeks. And what I'd like to do is every week I'd like to follow up on Sunday if everyone's available at 7 o'clock, again, p.m. my time, Central Standard, and follow up to see after 7 days, is everybody doing it? What's your reactions? The idea is to write down in your journal every day what your reactions are, if anything, and even if it's nothing, that's fine. Say nothing or just a word, a sentence, a feeling. We want to record any changes we feel. We want to record any experiences, any downloads, any new information. We want to record any anything that you feel is a significant change, realization, how you feel about talking to yourself in the mirror. Does it feel weird, right? Weird, strange, uncomfortable, fun, goofy, stupid, whatever you want, whatever you feel. If it's a word, a sentence, just write it down so that, because we forget, we do. And after 2 days, 5 days, 7 days, we're going to forget every day how we really felt about it. So the idea is just to kind of keep yourself in check every day, and then by checking back in with ourselves every Sunday, we can keep ourselves motivated, make sure we're doing it, and to kind of get an idea of what's actually happening. Are we seeing a transformation? So with that, I digress. So on Monday, what we're going to do is, the first thing we cannot as humans is live without air. So the first thing on Monday, the exercise will be on before you go to bed and when you wake up and before you go to bed. You are going to look in the mirror and take 1 deep breath before each of the following 3 statements. Deep breath, and you are going to repeat while looking in your eyes in the mirror, I am a child of creation. So the first statement is, I am a child of creation. The second statement, you'll take another breath, and you will say, I am unique. The second statement, I am unique. The third statement, after following another breath, I am worthy. And remember to look in your eyes during the entire statement. That's it. And you go on with your day, and then you say it again right before you go to bed. That's Monday. On Tuesday, the second thing we can't live without in this order is water. So The first thing, so for this exercise on Tuesday, and now each of these, just to reiterate, will be done the same thing every Monday for 7 weeks on the same Monday and following with all the days of the week. So on Tuesday, you're going to have a small glass of water with you when you're in the mirror, and you're going to take one small sip before each statement, and you're going to say, I am happy. First statement, I am happy. The second statement, sip of water, I am grateful. I am grateful. Sip of water, I am refreshed. And that's it. And you go on with your day, and you do it again in the evening before you go to bed. Everybody caught up? On Wednesday, the next thing we can't live without, you probably already guessed, is food. So now this is the only one that we really need any kind of another kind of a tool. Is you're going to bring to you on Wednesday just something very small with you to eat, something you really enjoy, something you can take small bites of and chew just a small bit, relish it, swallow it. So whether it's chocolate or whatever, a fruit, anything you enjoy, really anything at all. And so just something you can take a small bite, and you're going to, before each of these 3 statements, you're going to take a small bite, and you're going to chew it, enjoy it, and you're going to say out loud, I am abundant. I am abundant. I will. So the first one for Wednesday is abundant. I am abundant. The second, you're going to take another small bite of food, and you're going to say, I am nurtured. I am nurtured. Another bite of food, small bite, relish, enjoy, look in your eyes. Now don't forget, we're going to try to remain with eye contact the whole time. I am fulfilled. I will. Much love. We're writing down the steps. So on Wednesday, it's I am abundant, I am nurtured, I am fulfilled. After a small bite. Holly. On Thursday, the next thing we cannot live without is love and encouragement. So what we're going to do in this one is you want to be able to see as much as you can, and you're going to begin with a hug of yourself wrapped around, and you're going to be watching yourself in the mirror hugging, and you're going to say, I am supported. I am supported. And then you're going to switch arms so that your other arm is over the opposite arm. And you are going to say, I am guided. I am guided. Now you only have to say them once each time for 3 times if I'm repeating them so for ease of writing. And then on the third one, you're going to switch your arms again in a big hug, and you're going to say, I am loved. And then you're going to go on with your day, and then you're going to do it again before you go to bed. And on Friday, we want to celebrate the next thing that we cannot live without. And this is freedom. Now, I know that most of us understand that freedom is also a creation and our own illusion, but for the sake of this exercise, freedom is something that we truly, even if it's perceived as that something we don't have, it's still a perception, and perception is your reality in that now. So for Friday, what we're going to do is, and I guess I could stand up, but what we want to do is on Friday, you're going to stand with your arms stretched out in front of the mirror. And before each statement, preferably if you can stand, because you're going to actually turn in a full circle with your arms stretched out. If you can stand and do it, if you can sit and do it, and if you cannot physically stand with your arms outstretched and turn full circle, please do so in your mind with your arms outstretched, and do a full circle and feel yourself having the experience of making a full circle with your arms outstretched, and say to yourself one revolution, and then you're going to say, I am awake. And then you're going to outstretch your hands again, and you're going to do a whole nother full circle, and you're going to say, I am powerful. One more revolution. And I guess I should have stood up and done it, because it probably would have been more fun, but I am free. And so your third statement is, I am free, after your third circle. And that's it for the Friday. And you go on with your day, of course, and you do it again before you go to bed. On Saturday, we celebrate the next that we cannot live without, and that is passion. So on Saturday, what you're going to do is you're going to say, and you might want to think about this ahead of time or wait till that morning and see what comes in your mind. Be spontaneous. Say your favorite word. You're going to choose your favorite word, and you're going to say it 3 times while looking into your eyes, into the mirror. Now, this is the first of 3 parts for Saturday. So the first one is you're going to say your favorite word 3 times while looking into your eyes in the mirror. Now, you can do the same one every week. You can do the same one every however you want to do it, whatever you want to call your favorite word in that now. The second part for Saturday is you're going to hear your favorite sound. Now, you're going to generate and listen to a favorite sound for 3 seconds. Now, if you're doing this in the mirror, so you're probably, if you can, have some sort of a device, or if you want to hum a song in your mind. If you don't have, the means to bring a sound to you, imagine it in your mind, and you're going to listen to it for 3 seconds. The third part for Saturday is you're going to see your favorite image. So you can either attach an image physically, like print it out, or something you have that you want to use, and put it physically on the mirror that you're looking into, or just simply look into the mirror and see the image in your mind's eye, in your mind, for 3 seconds. So, to recap for Saturday, you're going to say your favorite word 3 times while looking in the mirror. You are going to hear your favorite sound for 3 seconds while you're looking in the mirror. And you're going to envision your favorite image for 3 seconds. And that's Saturdays. And you'll, of course, do the same thing again before you go to bed. On Sunday, the last thing that we cannot do or we cannot survive is to dream and connect. And as most of us know by now, when we're dreaming, we are truly living our multidimensional selves, and we are truly, we have actual physical changes in our body that happen at night, and things that click on at 3 in the morning. Your pineal glands open. You're connecting to your higher self. At that time, many of us will wake up right about that time and say, okay, it's time to go, or it's time to wake up, and then you go back to sleep because it's time to get busy and live our dream time, our dream state, which is truly our astral selves. And then we, in the morning, wake up and return to our three-dimensional physical reality focus. So the part of the exercises with all of this before we get into Sunday is to bring us into the now, because truly, when you're in the now, you have access to all of that, just as you do when you're opening at that time of the night. And so when you're connecting to your higher selves, all your fractals, your oversoul, and so forth. And therefore, and to all of the parts of you. So these exercises are also designed to bring us into the here and now, where we can take that moment to connect to who we truly are. And it opens up portals within us and doors within us that our belief systems have brought us to a point where we are fearful of opening those doors. And this is to break down those fears as well, and to show us that there's nothing to fear when all we're doing is discovering the beautiful, beautiful beings that we are and all that we're capable of. So on Sunday, we celebrate the idea of needing to dream and connect. And so the idea is that, per Bashar, that you can dream with little sleep, but will go psychotic if you do not dream. Now, many people think they don't dream, and I would tend to think that based on what I feel in my heart for myself, at least, and based on this, I believe that even if we don't know we're dreaming or remember we're dreaming, we are dreaming, because that is our cosmic connection. And part of our belief systems is to allow ourselves to remember our dreams, because part of the gauge for our awareness and our ascension and our frequency to even begin to allow us to entertain first contact is how much we remember from our dream state, and how much we allow the acceptance of the information that we see, hear, and bring back to us in the morning from our dream state. So that's a big part of it too, is it's a gauge for us. It's a gauge of our ability to take on these additional multidimensional understandings and comprehensions, and to allow our new ideas to flow in, the creativity to flow in, the inventions to flow in, the self-awareness that if you're receiving it, it's because you're supposed to receive it, because it's a part of who you are. It's a message. And so it's part of these exercises is to open these doors to these messages, these inner messages, but the idea that there is no inner, there is no outer, there is no separation at all. That's the whole point, is to teach us that there is no separation. That is simply an illusion that we have designed for ourselves, because otherwise, if this wasn't real, if this doesn't feel real, it wouldn't feel like physical reality to us. And so it would not be possible to navigate here, and if it didn't feel real. And so what we need to really begin to understand is our reality is when we're sleeping, and this is truly the illusionary dream. And so this is going to allow ourselves to unlock these things within us that have allowed ourselves to fear these beliefs. And so this is why I was so guided to do this in this way, to help us all, and why I haven't done these exercises on my own yet either, because I wanted to do it with everybody. And I wanted to feel it along with everybody, and I wanted to feel the energy with everybody, and I wanted to see what happens. I want to know myself, even for my own exploration, so I can be the best at what I came to do, And so that and that's the whole point, is we all are here to help each other become the best that we're all here to be. That's the whole point. So that is exactly the idea about this, is to understand that we're all amazing creator beings, and to open up that door to allow ourselves to even begin the self-love, to believe that. We can believe it about somebody else, and we cannot watch another channel, or we can listen to somebody else do something, and we sit there in awe of them, and all we are is reflections. All we are is reflections to tell the other person, you could do this too, or you wouldn't be in the same frequency. It's not possible. It's not physically possible. So that's the point of all of that. So anyway, the idea here is that what we're going to do on Sunday is we're going to reconnecting to our higher mind and re-energizing our physical person, which is just an illusion. So on Sunday, what we're going to do is say each line with your eyes closed this time. I am rested. Now, I also suggest to take a breath in between, just to give yourself a minute to resonate with the word. So you're going to say each line with your eyes closed on Sunday. I am rested. I am connected. My life is a dream come true. I am rested. Now, I would suggest to say them 3 times in a row, each word. I am rested. I am rested. I am rested, and so forth. I am connected. I am connected. I am connected. My life is a dream come true. My life is a dream come true. My life is a dream come true. And actually, my life is a dream come true, so I'm living proof. So what we want to do is we want to pay attention during these weeks to come, and this is why I want to reconnect once a week, to see how we feel and how we change, and if we change, and to share our time and to share experiences, and as Bashar says and has always said, the greatest power lies in the gentlest touch. And even though these exercises seem so simple and so almost too easy, the profound results that we can probably imagine from them are transforming truly. And that was the whole purpose of the Shakani Sassani Civilization bringing this to us, is to help us to find that place in ourselves where we can find that deep self-love, and to bring that connection so that we can find that we can meet them. And so we want to pay attention, and this is where the journal comes in, or jotting down. Pay attention to the changes you feel as you perform these exercises, and how you feel about what you're saying. How do you feel about what you're saying in these exercises? Do you feel silly? Do you feel warm? Do you feel loving? Do you, whatever, whatever you feel. And the idea is that they will begin to show us all our own truth. And to know thyself is really to investigate and reveal who you truly are. And isn't that really what we all came here to do to begin with? We came here to, as multidimensional beings who are endless, timeless, We never cease to exist. Once you exist, you will always exist. You are only energy in a new perspective. You are here for a reason, because all that is decided that it needed you, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Everyone is equally as important to the entire puzzle as anyone else. It doesn't matter who or what you're connecting to, who you're channeling. This is what God has been trying to tell us all along. You are the image of God because you are equal to God. You are simply God stretching out and looking at something from a new perspective and feeding it back. That's it. And you can call it God, call it source energy, call it whatever you wish. It is the first light, and you are all beams of the first light, reaching out your sun, bringing it back to the all. And everything else in between is experience. That's it. It's all a perspective. So the idea is to discover all that we are, and that we are truly living a multidimensional, multifractal experience, and we're beginning to see who we are, where we've been, but we're beginning to see by joy and synchronicity who we really are and what it is that is complex, as are these exercises. So the promise is that at the end of these 49 days, which 4 and 9 is 13, transformation, and boy, we know the Shakani Sassani love Cybo and 13 and transformation. And oh, I was supposed to hold up the transform sign, symbol circuits, sacred circuit, but I think I left my sketch pad. But anyway, that's okay. So the idea is that you will see at the end, or what we perceive as the end of this, that you are not the same person at the end. So, with that said, anybody have any questions? Unmute, please. Just feel free. Any questions? If there's anything that needs to be repeated, comments, statements.
I think that everyone can benefit from this, obviously. I'm really excited to do this. It's going to be fun.
Well, good.
More so, I'm excited to keep track of it and be able to share it with others who are doing it all along the way, and then see even the repercussions of all of this, not only in all of our lives, but in everyone else who comes across this, because we happen to be, starting it off, but people will come across this randomly and be like, hey, that sounds cool. And by the way, I'm keeping notes of all this stuff so we can actually post it right on the page. So people won't have to, because not everybody has time to watch everything. So
Exactly, and that's true too. And I never really thought about that too. We can post it anywhere we want, really. So yeah, it's just it's really about doing it and keeping each other motivated and to make it fun and not weird and scary, because everyone's like, oh, I don't know, I got to look at myself, really. And it's so interesting how people just don't really like to do that.
I think this is a beautiful opportunity.
I like that. Will says I only do weird and scary. Sorry.
I was gonna say,
Well, I had to.
It's a beautiful opportunity. I've done mirror work in the past, but I'm real excited about this. It's very scheduled, and so I'm excited to see what happens over time. Thank you for bringing this to us.
Yeah, thank you. And it is about, part of that's too about the scheduling. It is, because I'm the same way, and I think a lot of us are, is we tend to get willing.
Uh-oh, she froze again.
That's Shakani. They're trying
we
to
don't
take
really
it.
take I'm glad you're here, and so glad you came in. Really excited. Glad you're here, Emily. Katie, you guys, I'm really looking forward to all of us participating.
Thank you, Wendy.
Oh, thank you, Amran. Glad. Catalina, glad you came back, honey bunny.
Yes, I love you guys. I had connection difficulties, but I love you.
Oh, that's okay. Well, with a little luck, hopefully, I'll get the video posted, and
Yep.
and everybody can look back on it. I thought it was broadcasting, but I don't know if it is. So, but yeah. So, I hope to reconvene. I will be posting all of the future events, and basically we'll just keep it. We'll keep it brief as we can, just to kind of recap and keep
All the secrets are being told right now.
All of them.
Love
Good night,
you,
Holly. Love you.
I guess Wendy lost her connection there completely, but yeah, she's been talking about this for a while, and I just wanted to mention the fact that the numerology just happens to be perfect, and I'm really excited to get going on this, especially on 7-11, both of which are very important numbers to me, and those are numbers that me and Wendy definitely connect with, and it's super exciting. So really, again, it's the connections and being able to share this with others that's really going to be fun, because it's one thing to kind of do it flying solo and like, okay, well, I'm gonna love myself now, let's look in the mirror, but there's so much more to it, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun time for all of us, because we're doing it together, and we're doing it for the benefit of the universe.
Yay!
Yay!
We're awesome people. I'm really awesome, and you're awesome, and everybody's awesome, and it's going to be great.
Oh, Emily, you're cute. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, really, what this boils down to for me is commitment to loving myself persistently and keeping these things in mind, because like Wendy was mentioning, I definitely kind of can get sidetracked and, okay, well, I'm going to do this, and then, even if I don't stick with it, this is nice that we have some backup, and it can give others the strength to keep with it themselves, because they know a group of people were able to keep up with it. Why can't they? And they could even start their own. It does. I mean, we just happen to be starting with good numerology here, but ultimately any day is okay. It doesn't matter if you start on Monday or Wednesday, as long as you keep up with it for 49 days.
Woo! Yay!
Yeah.
Now it's Will's turn.
Yeah, so we're going to have to start a new hangout for that. We're going to do some awesome Reiki teaching and learning and loving.
That's the Aquarian fire right there.
Oh, you got it. Got it going on. Yeah, so I guess I should probably end out, unless there's anybody who wanted to say any final words or thoughts or feelings. about any of this?
Much
Thank you,
love.
Wendy.
Peace out.
Love you.
Peace out. Yeah.
Word, Michelle.
What?
Thank you for coming, and we'll be meeting every Sunday, like she said, so stay posted, and you can just let us know in the comments of the event pages if how you've been feeling with it, and that goes for until the end of time. It doesn't have to be only during this event. And again, we will be posting all of the steps right on the page and for this video, so we are all able to keep track of it if we weren't able to scribble down the notes while she was saying them. So thank you, everyone. Much love. Namaste.
Namaste.
Self-love. Woohoo! Bye-bye.